Happy Sabbath. Be glad that you're not in Berrien Springs, Michigan, where my daughter is this morning. She called to say it was 19 degrees. Yeah, very nice to live in Arizona about this time of the year. This is our ministry feature. We're going to be talking today about discipleship. And Vic and I were out having breakfast. Come here, buddy. Come here. And we were talking about the different forms ministry takes. Using your gifts, and Vic's is very special, how he really thinks about other people and can notice when there's a need and a want and can step forward, and that is his gift. And I wanted him to share some of his testimony and a little story for you. So without any further ado, Vic Purcell.
Thank you. Well, good morning and happy Sabbath. Yeah, Pastor Mark wanted me to give a short testimony on actually paying our church commitments and how they can have a positive benefit on us now and in the future. It's basically like paying it forward in some respects. Let me start to say that I joined the church at 33, so I wasn't raised in the Adventist church. And when I first found out I had to pay 10% tithe type of situations, I'm going, this doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And unfortunately, my education has been, not unfortunately, but it's in the accounting field, so I'm very good with numbers. And then I found it hard in my mind to give up 10% when sometimes 100% didn't seem to be enough. I don't know if you've ever struggled with that or not, but I have. So I thought, in my arrogance, I put God to a test. I told him I needed some money for this little car of mine so I could survive. And I needed a certain amount of money. And I said, if you help me sell it for that or above, I will start paying my church commitments. I don't know if anybody else has pulled that one off or not, but it's surprising I can get struck by a lightning bolt. But guess what? It sold for twice as much as what I asked. And I said, okay, and that started my commitment journey, knowing that I was on the right path. And that had to do with giving. Well, over the next 40 years, I found that even bad times, if I paid the church at the start of the month, I always was able to finish the month with money. If I paid it at the last, I ran out. Go figure on that one. I don't know if anybody else experienced that or not. Same way. I've seen many times that as my incomes have gone up, God has incredibly blessed me. But then I also realized it was God's goodness that was blessing me and not something I had done. And that was a big thing. There's also times when financial hardships came along and a 10% church commitment made it to where, wow, I don't know if I'm going to make it to the end of the month. But I decided to stay faithful. And I saw blessings from God, and I persevered in my giving plans. And after all, building a relationship with him was more important to me than anything else, and it still is. There are times of personal hardships that sometimes it seemed insurmountable, but I knew God had it under control. I always felt blessed to be able to honor God and continue his work on earth. As you look around in the turmoil and chaos that we happen to be in our world right now, and as we follow the biblical prophecy, the time is short and running out. We have to ask ourselves, what can I really do to further the work before Jesus returns? Are there ministries that need financial support that can help us reach out to these people about the good news of Jesus and the kingdom to come? Remember, it's not about the size of the amount you donate. It's God loves a cheerful giver. Another way to think of you helping ministries is to look forward at the time when maybe somebody comes up to you in heaven and says, you don't know me, but you supported a ministry that drew me closer to Jesus and allowed me to turn my life over to him. You will be so happy that you had a part in this person following Jesus in salvation for eternity. Now, only you and God knows what's happening in your life right now. But I do have a challenge for you coming up this next new year to find a quiet place to talk to God. and see what he lays upon your heart to help finish the work so Jesus can take us home. One of my favorite things, as Mark has stipulated, if you go out, I love tipping people more than they expect. And then I usually follow it up with, if they're amazed, I'll follow it up with, God has really blessed me, and I want to bless you. And it a lot of times starts a conversation. And you flip the switch, and here we go, just like Mark does, takes off, goes for it. So I just want to remind everybody that we are in times when things are short. Time is short. And we need to think about our financial abilities, whether you've been blessed. Do we have a monster 401k sitting someplace that's just sitting there? Or do we really believe he's coming and we need to do something about spreading the good news? So it's up to each one of us. Like I said, size doesn't matter. It's our intentions that matter to God. So I'm going to finish up with Matthew 6:19 through 21. Do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moths and rust destroy, and where thieves break in and steal. But store up for yourselves treasure in heaven, where moth and vermin do not destroy, and where thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. So I wish you blessings on as we start this new year, and pray that Jesus comes to take us all home soon. Thank you.
So how this started, he won't tell you, but I will tell you about him. We were sitting at a restaurant, waitress walked up, he pulls out a $20 bill and puts it right out and says, "This is for you." And she burst into tears. She said, "I didn't want to come to work today and I needed some money." And here you just presented, and he said, "You know, I've been blessed and I would like to bless you." And she just kept crying and she walked away. After the meal, we talked for a few times. As we're leaving, he put $40 more down on the table, and she was dumbstruck. And that's my friend, Vic. He just loves Jesus Christ and wants to help other people know Jesus Christ by his examples. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.